Well, good evening and welcome to Fishing with CJ. And guess where I am? I'm on the beach. I'm not fishing a competition. I'm not filming for Tony's channel. I'm just down the beach having a little bit of pleasure angling for my own pleasure. And also see if we can't get a video out of it. It's not been good fishing just recently. I know the last few days, I know a lot of people have either blanked or had one or two fish. I was out on the boat yesterday. The video should have been out prior to this one, but until I've edited it and had a look to see if it's worthwhile putting out, I won't know if it's going out or not. Hopefully it's out there. So it's a little bit of chuck it and chance it tonight. I've come to a spot on Seaford Beach, which is my local beach, where, I don't know, 20 or 30 years ago, I used to fish a lot and I had a lot of bass just here. It is a good bass mark. So I'm not going to tell you where it is. It's on Seaford Beach. The thing about Seaford Beach, it's a very long beach. It's a long beach, and every 20 metres or so is a different mark. It's a different character. You know, I've sat next to people maybe 30 yards down that way, and they're catching fish, and I'm not. So you know, it is incredibly different, even though it's just one big long bank of shingle. So you need to do your research. And I've done my research in the past and I found this spot and I found bass here. Yesterday when I was out on the boat, that's what I was doing. I was out doing a bit of research. I was trying some new baits. I was trying some new techniques. I was trying some new locations. I was trying some new lures. I went and found a wreck that isn't charted. And I just tried all of those things. Now it didn't pay off. I didn't catch many fish, but I learned an awful lot from it. And so I know what was missing from yesterday. And I think the two issues yesterday were, one, it was a massive tide. It's the autumn equinox tides now. It's the end of September tides. They're massive. The seawater is very, very murky. It's very clouded. So if you're trying to fish with lures and what have you, the bass or whatever you're trying to target can't see the lures. And that's for sure, especially on surface water lures. It always used to be that this September equinox tide was the changeover tide. So prior to the September equinox tide was when you got all of, you know, there was a lot of bass around and there weren't any cod. And then after the September equinox tide, the bass started to sort of tail off a bit and the cod started to come on. Now we've had a few years where those cod haven't been here. In fact, to the point that they've been called unicorns and all sorts of other things. But the bass have turned up this year. There is some bass out there. Sorry, there is some cod out there, and seemingly the bass are sticking around longer. So we might have a period, and this happened to me again when I used to fish this beach a lot, say 20, 30 years ago, when I came down about this time of the year and had an 8-pound bass and an 8-pound cod. I mean, these are estimate weights. I didn't actually weigh them, but you know, looking at the length of them and the size of them and the girth, they were about 8-pound fish. So I had an 8-pound bass and an 8-pound cod on the same session on this beach. I can't really remember where that was. I think it was a bit down that way. But what we'll do is we'll fish this with the tide. The tide has literally just started to run, just starting to flood, which was my go-to tide. Big tide, bottom of the tide, just as it's getting dark. And then in that first hour of the flood is when I used to catch the bass. And that's exactly what I'm doing tonight. We'll see how it goes. We'll see when the tide gets so close that I have to move. Either I'm just going to move up the beach, or either I'm going to move down the beach as well. So we'll work that one out when it happens. You know, if I've had some fish here, I'll carry on fishing it. Yeah, we might not get anything. As I say, it really is a chuck it and chance it tonight. And you know, top anglers. You know, Joe Plumstead fishing a competition down at Folkestone yesterday blanked. So you know. You can't beat Joe for fishing. He's an amazing angler, and he blanked yesterday. So I know that Jason fished Friday night, and I don't think he caught a great deal either. I filmed Tony Kirridge fishing a competition this morning. He had one tiny bass, and it was a weigh-in competition, so the bass didn't count. He had to put it back. So you know, that's the way it is. So we'll put the camera on when something starts to happen. Let's have a look at the rods. They're set up and they're out there. Got 2 rods set up tonight. The left-hand rod with a multiply reel has got a fish and a worm cocktail. And a little bit about the fish. This is a new fish that's coming onto the market. I think in America they call them ballyhoo. They're calling them half beaks here because it's like a cross between a herring and a garfish. It has a long bill, but only on the bottom jaw does it have the bill, which is a bit bizarre. I think it's the bottom jaw. It might be the top jaw. It's a lovely fish. Its fillet's lovely, nice and solid meat. I tried it yesterday out on the boat and didn't catch it. I'm sorry, I did. I caught one little pouting on it, but you know, yesterday was one of those days. I don't think I would have caught anything on anything. And on the other rod, I've got a 3-hook paternoster, 2 up, 1 down, just with worm on. And they're all only lobbed a short distance out because in front of me here, maybe 50 yards out, there was a severely big reef. And if you blast it, you will lose your gear every time, without a doubt. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to cast into the channel that lies between the beach and the reef. And what used to happen, and let's hope it happens tonight, is you get a nice pulse of bass swimming along that channel. Right, so traps are set, we're fishing, put the camera on when something happens. Well, I just brought the first rod in because it's been out there a while, and I've been fishing with shiny hooks for quite a while now. So let's get that baited up and get it back out there. Means I'm probably going to have to change over my baits a little bit more regularly than I was. Where's my bait elastic gone? It was there. So we've got a bit of shiny back of a fish there, and then a worm just bait elasticed onto the top of the fish strip. So hopefully best of both worlds. It's on a pulley rig, on a fairly long trace. So we've got a pulley bead there at the top. Okay, got a 6-ounce lead. 6 ounce is probably a bit heavy for tonight, but when I come to my tackle box, that's all I had. Clip down. There we go. Just going to lob it out. Don't want to be casting too far. just brought this one back in, and just like the first one, the baits have all been robbed off it. That's the problem with fishing near to a reef, I guess. There's probably a lot of crustaceans down there, crabs and prawns and what have you. So it means I am going to have to start bringing these in a bit more regularly. So I'm fishing a 2 up, 1 down, Portsmouth loop rig here. Just got black lug on it. I've tipped the bottom one off with a bit of rag as well, just for variety. And clip these in. I've got little pop-up beads on top of the worms there. The idea being is it just gives the worm a little bit of motion in the water, motion in the ocean. Right, wipe my hands and then crack that out. Where do I put my towel? Right, as the tide's come in a little bit now, I can whop this a little bit further. Right, just winding these in. Well, the good thing is they've not got any weed on them. The bad thing is the bait's all gone. So that bait's not been out that long and it is totally robbed. So we need to get that freshened up and get back out quickly. This is the fish that I'm using. It's as I say, I think it's a ballyhoo, but they're calling them half beaks because they've got a beak on the bottom jaw and not on the top. Kind of like a cross between a herring and a garfish, I guess. You don't get a dance for a starfish. Catch and release. That was bite activity, it wasn't waves or weed or anything like that. Of course, now I put the cameras on, it's all stopped. I mean, the left-hand rod looked like an eel the way it was going. Oh no, there's something there, isn't there? On that right-hand rod. Definitely something there still. And on the left-hand rod. Oh, question is, which one do I strike into? Right, well, the left-hand rod's got 3 baits on it. Right-hand rod's only got 1 bait on it. Nothing's happening now, of course. Christ, the trick is to drink a cup of tea now because it's all stopped. Come on, fishy wishy wishes. Oh, it's going again. Right, so we'll let out a bit of line on this one. And that's definitely encouraged the bite on that rod. And we'll take in a bit of line on this one. Well, I say I don't feel like there's anything on here, but I don't know. No, I don't think there's anything there. No, nothing there. See if it's left me any bait. No, the bait's been well ragged. So there was something at it. I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't a dogfish actually, or possibly an eel. The sad thing is, I've got one last bit of fish left. Put on this one. Yeah, it's been well noshed out, hasn't it? See if I can pad it out with the last bit of fish. Is there any fish in there? And there, and there, there's a bit there. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let's whack him out. Right, let's check the other one out. There's a good chance of fish on the other one, I think. I don't know. Not tugging back. Ooh, maybe, baby. Oh, did I see something silvery there? It is definitely not a blank. It's not a blank. The smallest of pouting in the world, but a fish nonetheless. So there you go. I have not blanked, but you were not getting a dance for a pouting. And the other baits have been well robbed. So it's probably why there's probably a whole horde of little pouting out here. So let's get him back. Let's get a trophy shot. Nice live bait, I have to say, nice live bait size. Perhaps I should put a runner down the line and run it out. I haven't got it all set up. If I had it set up, I'd have done it. Not a blank! Woohoo! Well, good evening and welcome to Fishing with CJ. And 2 nights on the trot and I'm down the beach. Let's turn my headlight off because I'm dazzling you. And I've just finished setting up and I'm about to start setting up my cameras, but my right hand rod I've got a bite, which is a lot better than last night. Got 3 worm baits on there. Oh yeah, definitely got a bite on there, haven't I? Definitely got a bite on there. Let's try and quickly get the camera. Oh no, it's going again, still going. Still going. Right, let's get some lights and cameras set. I'll get the... Oh, no, I'm going to have to take that, I think. I'm not set up yet. I'm not ready. Got 3 baits on there. I've got 3 baits on there. Have confidence. I might get 3 fish. Question is, how many fish have I lost through messing around with cameras? The commentary is loads. Loads and loads and loads. That one's still going though. Still going. Still going. Still going. Right, got the lights on. Lights. Camera. Camera. And of course, what happens when you put the camera on? Oh no, still something happening there, isn't there? Next tug I'll go for it. Yeah, something there, isn't there? There is something there. Let's wind into it and have a look. Yeah, come on baby. Come to Chrissy, come to CJ. It's not putting up a big fight. I'm hoping it's still there. Feels like there's something there. I haven't even put the microphones on that camera yet, so you probably can't hear me. Something there. Right, the back of the waves. There we go. There's a fish there. It is another. Woohoo! Look at that bad boy. Look at that bad boy. it's fat, that is. Well, guess what? Target species has been achieved in the first, well, half an hour. You can probably hear some kind of shanty music playing in the background. There's a guy playing up there playing the accordion. So we'll cue some shanty music and we will and cut. Haven't done a dance for ages. So on this rod I'm using a 2 up 1 down Paternoster Portsmouth loop. So basically the bottom hook clips into the swivel, but then there's a cascade up the line from the bottom hook which the next hook clips into, which leaves that loop, and then the top hook clips into the top cascade. They've got little pop-up beads above the worms to make the worm just not float off the surface, just make it a little bit more motion in the worm. Okay, I've got a 6 ounce lead on here because they are quite big tides, although we're going towards slack water now, but we're going to whack that out as far as I can get it and see if we can't get his big brother. But what a good start. But it feels like I've got something on here. Let's put the headlight on so I can see it. Be nice if it's a third species. Something there. There's most definitely something there. But it's another little place. Another little spotty. So, another little beauty, another little spotty. It used to be that you couldn't catch plaice at night, but they seem to have changed. And away! What is it? It's another place. The place, or was it a flounder? Can't get it lie down the right way up, you see your fish. Yeah, little place. Another little place. So that's 4 plaice I've had. Didn't even know I had that. Well, I had a little bit of a bite, didn't I? Let's just plop this bait out now. beautiful little fish. Nice, very round place that. Ooh. Come on, swim. Swim. And then swim. Well, it's coming to an end. The sea is getting closer. The wind has really picked up. I'm surprised we've not had any rain, but we can still see the moon up there, which is strange. Everyone else in the country is getting poured on this evening, but we seem to have got away with it. Nothing's happening now. It's gone very, very quiet on the rod tips. So I'm going to start packing things away. So unless something happens and I suddenly wind into a big fish, you never know, it could happen. I'm going to end the blog now, end the video now, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks very much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed this, or this session, or the series of sessions. Depends if I put them out as more than one video or not. I might put this out as 2 videos, yesterday and today actually, but we'll see when I get around to doing the edit. But anyway, in the meantime, keep safe, keep sane, keep fishing. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.